Hi, I'm Sherry McGill, and you're watching Lessons Learned. Hello there, friends. Welcome back to Finish It Friday. Here we are again, looking at some of the projects that I got done and some that you got done. And at first I thought the week was going to be a slow one, that, I'd only received like one email from someone, and it was like that for a long time, and then boom, y'all sent your emails in. So we've got quite a few to show you today. And I've got some of my shimmer blocks up. I only need 2 more. I didn't get them all up here because you couldn't see that bottom row anyway. So I have 3 of the final bottom row and then 2 of the final bottom row to make it a row of 5. But this will actually be 4 rows, 4 across by 5 down. So if you want to get a look at it, basically, don't look at the order that things are in. I'm sure that's going to change. I just kind of threw them up here real quick so you could see how that's going to go together. There's no sashing with this. You just put this together as is, block by block, side by side. And this is the Cluck Cluck Sew shimmer pattern that I started at the retreat. And so I've been working on it off and on, and this week I've really been forging ahead and trying to get this one put together. So I didn't quite make it for Friday as far as having it all put together, but I'm so close. So probably the rest of today I'll at least get those last 2 blocks done, and then this weekend I'll get it sewn together. So I don't think the pattern suggests, I don't have the pattern over here, a border. I think you just put a binding right on it, and they had given me in the kit a color kind of like this one, I guess. Well, I guess you could probably see it more like this, I guess. So a little bit darker, more like this. So anyway, that's what goes around the edges. So kind of that vintagey, old-fashioned type of look with the colors. So you can do this up in any color combination or a line of fabric. This is a mixture of Riley Blake, Moda, and something else. Can't remember exactly. Maybe Art Gallery fabrics. So yeah, it's been fun. It's a little bit challenging to do, but once I got the rhythm going, it was okay. So there's that. And then also on the Hometown Charms, I had that done last week, but I didn't have the final border on, or maybe I didn't have any borders on. But I'm not going to spread this out because you've already seen it. But I put the dark gray and then this red gray. There's like 3 shades of gray, a red, and then the white background of paisleys. And that is a part of that same line that had the tulips in it. You know how Pat Sloan used, I think it was lady tulips from Laundry Basket Quilts. And this is Tulip Tango by, am I going to remember? Can't remember. I've said it many times. You probably remember before I will. Anyway, that one's all complete as far as the top. Anything else did I sew on this week? I don't think so. I don't think I did get my muslin for my wider border for the Vintage Mystery. I just haven't cut it and put it on yet. So between getting this put together, my last 2 blocks, putting it together, and then putting the wide border on the Vintage Mystery quilt, I think that will fill up my weekend. So that's what I'm going to be working on. Okay, let's get right into your all's things here. The first one I got was from Jane, and she's from the UK. She says, hello from the UK. Hello, Jane. Thanks for watching. She says, I finished this knee blanket / cuddle, whatever you would call it, over the weekend. It's for my daughter who lives way up in the north of Canada, so needs a cuddle when she curls up to read a book. Hence, the maple leaf block. Need to get it posted now. Posted? I think she meant basted. It measures 44 by 58 inches, is backed with a bought fleece blanket, IKEA, and is tied. I know what she means by posted. She means sent in the mail. You British people. She says, I used leftovers from an autumn-themed quilt I made for myself, buying some extra fabric for the sashing. The sashing and some of the background fabric, Trees on Cream, is Lewis and Irene Orchard fabric, which I love. I've not heard of Lewis and Irene. Is that a British thing too? I have lots to learn about Europe. I'm still practicing to get points lined up, but it gives me an excuse to make more. Thank you so much for your YouTube channel. I watch every week, Jane. Here is the picture of that. You've probably already been looking at it by now. I'm just trying to get it to download. But she's got some nice fall colors in there, and it does look like a cuddly blanket with the soft backing. And yeah, you did a good job with those maple leaves, and how appropriate for someone in Canada. Very nice job. Very nice job, Jane. Thank you so much. And then I have one from Carol. She said she finished her quilt top of the vintage mystery block. Sew along. Used scraps I had. I used the same layout you had done. It actually helped with the color layout for each block. I used 2-inch sashing and will add borders later. Loved working with you on the sew along. It was so fun. And there it is. So pretty. I like it. Now, Carol, I need to tell you something. I made a boo-boo, and you see the cactus pot and how it's turned upside down? That was supposed to be turned the other way, those last 2 rows. So, you can do what you want. You can leave it as is, especially since you put your sashing in already. I had done that too. But, yeah, those last 2 rows needs to be flipped. Don't sweat it if you don't want to do it, because that's the only one that's technically upside down, is the cactus pot. But I love that you put the white background and put that negative space in there. That was kind of the idea I was going for, so that each block would kind of stand on its own, but yet it's a collection of blocks. Kind of like a sampler, I guess you could say. I love it. And I love that you made it scrappy. Everything seems to flow really good. Maybe you should just leave that cactus pot upside down. I'm leaving that up to you. And she sent us one as well, a table runner. She says, here is a table runner wall hanging. She's got it on the wall. I finished over the Thanksgiving weekend. It is hand embroidery. And the pattern is from Bird Brain Patterns. I bought it during a shop hop, so I'm unsure if the pattern is nationwide or local. Thanks for your channel. I really enjoy it. Anne from Wisconsin. And I love the snowmen and all the blue and white wintry colors there. Really get you in that cozy winter mood, doesn't it? You did a nice job on your embroidery too. I've done hand embroidery before, so I really appreciate the work you've done there, because that took a bit to do. But you got it finished, and you've got it all bound and quilted, and it looks great. Love it. Diane, she says, a co-worker of mine had a baby boy recently and wanted to make her a quilt. I decided to make a rag quilt with flannel all throughout, as these quilts are quick to make. I also made a few burp rags and a couple of bibs. So I am attaching a picture of these items, and there they are. That's for a baby boy. Those burp rags are a thing now. I have made some of those myself upon request for someone, and it's a great idea. It works out nice. And the little bibs are cute too. And who can resist a rag quilt? That's just so perfect for a new baby. Lorena, she has made a quilt with Adele in autumn, like my big square table topper I did. She says, I loved working with this fabric as you did. I used a Missouri Star free pattern called Prairie Flower. There is also a video tutorial. I was disappointed 3/4 of the way through when I realized once the blocks were sewn in, I would lose my points. I rewatched the video multiple times and thought it was a flaw in the pattern, but maybe I'm wrong. Lesson learned. Always be careful with snowball corners. I did not redo these, and this quilt will still be loved every fall. Thank you for your content. And there's a little corner of her Jazz 2 on the table there. She wanted to mention that. So another Jazz 2 owner. I wrote her back and I said, you know, a flower doesn't really have a lot of sharp points usually. In nature, things are usually kind of rounded. So the petals of her flowers are a little rounded, and I think that's fine. And then the 4 corners that she's got, you know, that kind of acts as the leaves, and of course the squares in the center are the centers of the flowers. So I think it's perfect. And of course I love Adele in Autumn. That's Sandy Gervais, I think, did that, and it's a beautiful line of fabric. I really love it. Carol. Did I have a Carol already? I did. This is a different Carol. Pretty sure. Yeah. It says, "Hi Sherry, this is my latest oversized queen scrap quilt. My scrap stash doesn't look any smaller, so I guess I'll have to make another one. I feel your pain. I hope you and all your viewers have a wonderful holiday." That's one of those, what do they call them? Color swatch quilts or something like that? Paint chip quilt? I've heard it called different things. But she's got her greens and then blues and then purples and pinks, red, orange, yellow, and it just kind of gradiates from one corner to the other. Beautiful, beautiful. I really like it. And adding that white diagonal line of squares in there on, you know, diagonal really sets those colors off. That's beautiful. Love it. It's all the way done. And if you'll notice, her quilting is kind of like a little pineapple or some sort of leaf. And I was looking at that, and I could see kind of the pattern that I don't know if you use a stencil or not, but I could see how it would be kind of easy to do a free motion of that. I might try it sometime. Beautiful, beautiful job. I hope you do make another one. And I have one more. And this is from Ernest Sewell. Haven't heard from him in a little bit, have we? But he's been busy. So he's got a picture here for us. This is Donna Jordan's Disappearing Pinwheel, a free pattern and tutorial. Check Donna Jordan out if you haven't, because there's some projects to be done on there. She has a ton of patterns, free patterns that you can do, and wonderful tutorials on how to do them. Let's see. In this project, the fabrics are Hema in turquoise from Felicity Fabrics, plus a couple of K-facet pieces, and Figo Fabrics by me. I sent it to him. It's an orange that's in there. The backing is a 108 called Spiced by Henry Glass and Company. The quilting is a simple straight stitch 3/8 inches from the seams. It's about 56 by 64, a good throw size. So you can see all his intricate work there that he's been doing. That is 6 blocks by 8. And although it turned out to be a little bit smaller size than what you normally do, it looks huge. And that's a lot of little blocks there. And the color combinations went together really well. Your straight line stitching turned out amazing because look at the back. The back is perfect. There's not one little bulge or poof anywhere in that quilting. So you are the bomb. So thank you, Ernest, for sending that in. I'm sure the viewers have been missing your work. I know you've been busy on a lot of things, and surely soon we'll see something else new that you've got finished. So thank you very much. All right, and I think that's it. I wanted to see if you all are finding my shorts videos this week. I've already had 2 out. You may not have seen that second one yet. It's coming out just slightly later than this one. So a couple hours from when this one came out. So you'll either see them there together if you're watching it later. But either way, if you're watching this first thing in the morning when it comes out, then it'll be just a little bit later. But I hope you're getting getting busy on your tasks. You see, I've got my hair up. I've been working on stuff in here, and my room is starting to turn upside down. It's one of those things where it has to get worse before it gets better. And I sure hope it gets better, because this is getting hard to work in with things everywhere. So hang in there and do these little tasks if you can, and you can rearrange them and do them however you want if you print off that PDF. And I'll put a link to that video again that I put out on this past Wednesday about the December cleanup that we're doing. So yeah, hang on with me there and keep working, and before you know it, just like every other month, this month will be over fast, and we'll have a nice, clean, neat, organized place to sew for the new year. All right, well, that's all I have for you today. Keep busy this weekend on your projects and sew a little bit if you can. And I will see you back here on Monday for Monday Quilt Chat. In the meantime, you will be seeing some shorts videos about that sewing room of yours. All right, we'll see you later. Bye.